data available on that? And I guess, and I know Mr. Vino has a question, but just to follow up quickly on Mr. Messeri's question about stabilization, if they're going to make capital improvements that we're gonna be assessed for, do we have to pay for that out of, operating per se, or could we bond, can we bond a capital improvement that's part of it? When our assessment's paying for a capital improvement?
My feeling is we can't bond it.
Cannot?
They can, we can't.
They can, we can't.
So it's passed on.
No, yeah, our assessment won't be the annual debt service, our portion of the annual debt service.
Right, but still.
Well, it's the same as bonding.
It's still the same as the bonding, it's either, it's a different category.
Yeah, dollar amounts.
Yeah, same, as long as it's. Mr. Vino?
Yes, I think we're all on the same page here. But may I suggest that we send a letter over asking them if they have any capital programs that they know that are coming up. In other words, let's get some input. Let's find out. I mean, they must have some type of a plan that they're looking at. Am I heading in the right direction here?
Well, I think so, but why don't we, if we're gonna have them in, which I think is a good idea, we could ask them, maybe Kevin could ask them to send ahead.
Bring it with them.
Bring it with them or send
Bring
ahead.
the info with them.
Let them know that's what we wanna talk
Yeah,
about, and send ahead their
And
capital
as
plan.
it's being suggested, then we should start setting funds aside,
Right.
stabilization fund, just to address those
All-
concerns. Because we're gonna get hit.
Yeah,
Mr. Vino?
yeah, all the better if they come in person and bring it with them, because then we can ask the questions directly. That would even be better.
Okay. Well, Mr. Callahan, try to schedule them in.
Yep.
Anything else on the vocational assessment? Mr. Younger?
Just for the numbers, Mr. Messeri, we went and when they say fiscal year, they're actually, when it says fiscal year 05, it's actually a fiscal year behind because they don't have the actual count for fiscal year 05. So when they report fiscal year 05, this is actually the number of students in there in fiscal year 04.
They use the past history.
That's correct. So we went up from 29 to 30 students. Overall in the system, the previous fiscal year, which would be fiscal year 03, was 1132. The fiscal year 04, though we reported as 05, it was 1142. So we overall went up 10 students.
But what,
We need one, we increase one.
an increase of one, and I guess the question is, what is our overall percentage budget increase, and is our assessment increasing proportionately to the overall percentage of the books and current budget?
It's not necessarily increasing overall similar. The overall cost per student is right in the middle of like the 11 communities that did this research. It falls like right in the middle. The cost per student is sitting there.
That's because the assessment formula is a little different for
Right.
some of the time.
One case in point, very good one. City of Melrose went up about 154,000, and they lost 4 students.
Yeah, but what's their overall numbers?
They have 36 students now.
Thing is, they lost 4, but they still went up 100.
Yeah, no, I understand it, and I understand we're in the middle, but there's also, I think we need to know, like, where are we in terms of rank of, as number of students from our town as opposed to others? And are we being assessed at a higher rate than others?
Our overall budget, our numbers, if I recall correctly, were, number-wise about the middle, because the top 5 were Chelsea, Malden, Revere, Saugus, and Woburn, and they all had 100 to 200 students. And then that drops down to a number of communities in the 30s. And we're in that group. The smallest one is Winchester with 6, and then everyone else goes about 30, 29 and 30. So we fall right in the middle as far, if you're looking in that type, not necessarily on the average, but if you're looking at median, we're falling about right in the middle.
In terms of our per pupil cost?
Per pupil cost, the number of students being sent there, as a median, we're right there. You're having the more urban areas, the more the cities are the ones that have the higher numbers.
So,
It'd be good if we could get some from their administration.
yeah, if we can get some of the summary data from this year as the basis for the discussion, and we could meet the new superintendent. which
Yeah,
would
so
be nice.
basically then we want to invite Mr. Sweeney and the new superintendent to go over this operating budget as well as capital
They may
improvements.
want to bring the business manager.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, that's
Yes.
the issues we'd like addressed, correct? Okay.
Mr.
I
Messeri?
just have one other question as to Mr. Tracy. Do you have any idea, in the case of the Bogue School, the state aid, do they get some kind of a distributed formula based on the cities and towns that are participating?
Sure, they participate as part of the cherry sheet, so they do get some state aid.
Well, I know they get state aid, but I mean, do they get a bigger state aid benefit by having Chelsea and Revere in the mix?
I think this is usually the answer to that question.
So that's a question that we might want to have answered.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Based on community needs and
So
assessments.
that's why I'm wondering how they figure the assessments of the basic.
And maybe when we invite them, when we get a date, you could let Mr. Younger know, and perhaps we could invite, let the school committee know, the superintendent, because they might want to attend too, while it comes off the top of the budgets, obviously. Did you have something
Yeah,
else? Mr.
they
Younger?
receive approximately $5.2 million of Chapter 70 funds from the state.
Anything further on the book? Okay, the snow and ice deficit. We were going, it could be snowing in September. so.
This is snow and ice deficit related to fiscal '04. Just as you remember, when you developed the fiscal year '05 budget, you had a figure of $125,000 as snow and ice deficit related. The end result actually came in as $144,950, so thus the 1950 is additional monies that we have to raise this year.
Did we get any money this year?
This number, yes, we did, and this is a net of the money that we got. This is from the, from MEMA, or I think
The
it was
emergency,
Emergency
yeah,
Management Association.
Mr. O'Leary?
Past finance administrators indicated that we should generally under budget this line item. Because if we allocate a certain number of dollars and don't spend it, it hurts us. Your philosophy?
My philosophy, I've looked at this, town of North Reading has budgeted $169,000 per year for a number of years. What I would like to do is incrementally increase it if the budget allows us to. I think where you're talking about just keep it low or whatever is the theory that in order to invoke the emergency statute of allowing the budget go over, which you probably do probably December and January, like every other city and town.
As soon as it snows, we declare it.
Right. Well,
First flake.
in order to do that, you can't have cut the budget from the previous year.
Right.
So there is a theory or philosophy, but they just always even budget that. But the problem I have with that is our costs always go up.
Our costs are not
Our
increasing.
costs are not going to go down. So there's a couple of things that you can look at. What I've used to in the previous city or town that I worked for was that we would come up with a 5-year average, and we would have a goal trying to reach from our current budget to halfway to the 5-year average, and we would try to, and that would incrementally get us there. I will say during some tough budget years, we did level fund that, but we weren't at $208,000 they were at for 10 years. You know, we've gotten that to about $500,000. There's another item that we should take into consideration. Hesitating bringing it up, but I'm going to anyways. There's a thing called snow insurance.
Snow insurance?
Snow
Yes,
insurance.
that was actually suggested by, if we invoke it, we're gonna have to pay the efficiency expert award. So that was actually, had not been awarded, but that was actually suggested as part of that
I
award.
can tell you that after the winter, I think it was '96, was that the year that we got like 130 inches of snow? Watertown went snow insurance, the premium average, the way we did it, and there's a few different ways you can do it, but the way we did it was from anywhere from $11,000 to $12,000 per year premium. Once we did it, we never took payment. And what what it did was it gave us, would potentially give us up to $400,000 insurance coverage. But it gets complicated, we'll talk about it during budget time, we'll look at it, I'll try to get some quotes, see if it would make sense.
So once you did it, you never put in a claim.
So we didn't have, didn't have a bad winter, so I guess.
So that kept the snowfall down.
Right, yeah.
So it
kept
was
the
actually
snowfall
worth it,
down.
so for
Yeah.
10,000 bucks, it was worth it. Okay.
So you can buy good work.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But we'll,
Okay.
I mean, that was discussed previously. You know,
Can we
it came
buy
up-
summer bath?
Yeah.
But I mean, we did ratchets about 6 years ago, anyway, 2 years back. We did start the ratchets, we had 65,000
It
bucks or
was,
something.
it was well under.
And we got it up to 125,000.
I've noticed the last 3 years it's at 160.
Yeah, so then we brought it up a little bit more, and then we were advised to stabilize it at this point because
Yeah,
we don't think it's gonna snow. You know, or,
Then
you know, we don't think we're gonna spend any more than that.
Just a phase delay in making a payment.
Right, but the problem lies is if you over budget 1 year, you can't.
One concern that we have is if we didn't have the other problems that we did during '04, when we did the 3% during May and June, we had all other items okay, we could have addressed the snow and ice things. Then, in reality, we can address it before the end of the fiscal year closes. You don't have to raise it the following year, so then in the new budget, you don't have that deficit. So if that was the case, say from '04, we would have had $125,000 or $144,950 additional monies, which would have been nice.
Okay. So, I don't know what your advice was, but I'll be waiting.
Okay, anything else in snow and ice? Okay, workers' comp insurance.
If I could take up the next two probably together.
Okay.
The workers' comp insurance, property and casualty insurance, this is based upon bills that we received and what the budget was approved at town meeting. However, just since I sent this to you, Mr. Yender has already heard from me, and it looks like we're gonna getting another $14,000 credit on the property and casualty, so that would even reduce this by roughly $14,000 more, but we'll know. Mr. Young, I think you said by tomorrow or Wednesday, definitely.
They'll be sending out, I received a phone call today that they revalued some of our properties, and it's gonna bring it down $14,000.
Some of our town will probably actually come down in value.
So when their appraiser revalued.
I guess, question that I have on this is why, you know, like, I understand the discrepancy in the health insurance. What's the discrepancy here? Because I know when we did the budget, I thought we had an indication from Maya, and that our, you know, our recent claims history had been improving, and that the, you know, that we should have had a fairly accurate number. What discrepancy did you find here, Mr. Tracy?
I didn't really find any discrepancy other than that in '04, we actually expended on our general liability insurance $276,000, and we budgeted in '05 $191. That difference is about $85,000. So it's pretty much, I just think the number that we were probably given by Maya back in January and February when North Reading was developing the '05 budget was probably just erroneous.
Questions, comments?
I just have one on workers' comp. I mean, typically that is driven by claims. Do we have some program in town aimed at potentially eliminating or reducing workers' injuries?
Sure.
We have training programs through Meyer. Primarily, most of our workers' comp, this does not include police or fire. Workers' comp is DPW, other town employees, school department employees. We've had training programs working with Wayne Highacre on the school department for bags, lifting, and so forth. We do follow the claims